phone. Oh, what do I pen? I don't know. I don't know. Sorry that you can't see me, but I don't care. I am not in the mood today. I am not. I'm sick, and I got so freaked out that I went to the doctor, not hospital, to get a COVID test. Why isn't it shutting off? You know, this car is annoying sometimes, but I do love my car because it's the only thing I have left out of all the things that I had or whatever. I feel like I'm in a permanent state of like trauma. You know, since I left the sociopath or narcissist, whatever fuck he is, the evil person that I was with so many years, and realized he was just using me the whole time, and that shit is just like insane. Like, how do you what? Oh my god, I can't think about it because I get very emotionally like emotional pain. It's hard to accept, but it's just like I become this hypochondriac person where everything bothers me. I don't feel safe at all, and mostly because you know everyone that I've been gone to for help myself has been obviously the wrong people because they don't care. So, like, you know that I knew this, I already knew it before. Like, that's what makes me insane because doing the same thing over and over, expecting a different result is basically insanity. So, I guess you can call me that because it's because I don't feel like I have anywhere else that I can go, and I don't know what to do next. I have my life set up in a way where I have future plans, and then when I did leave my husband, I still created a life for my kids and I kept getting harassed and lied to and manipulated constantly by the ex because he just wouldn't stop bothering me and leaving me alone and just giving me false promises that he'll change or like I don't even know. It's, the way that these people manipulate is just hard to explain. Why would anyone fall for it? Because I guess because I already have a bond with the person, you know, as much as it's not healthy, it's still there. And that's why women go back. I mean, I don't know about all women. I know about me. And I'm not a druggie or an alcoholic, so I know what I'm talking about. Emotionally, there's an attachment there. Considering how long I've been with him and we have kids and all that is important to understand. And to build your life around the person, and it's not something you could just get over. So when I do have the balls to leave him, every time it would be, you know, I would get my shit back together. I mean, so many things opened up for me once I left him, and he would catch word. he would catch word of it and destroy it in very subtle and sneaky and covert ways that you wouldn't expect. Slowly working on me. Slowly, they're very patient. These abusers, they're very, very patient and focused. And that's the scariest part about them is their focus on you in a negative way. It's just mind-boggling to me. But apparently, this is a natural instinct for these kinds of people, and that's how they were wired. Which is scary to know about people that, people aren't all the same and we're all differently wired. And some of us are predatory, some of us are loving and want love. And that's the people that get harmed from the predators. And then I just think, well, we're basically animals. The animal kingdom works the same way, and it's scary to realize that. And unfortunately, I've just met a lot of predators in my life, trying to move on with my life and realizing my parents what they are. And my parents don't care, don't even remember that I exist when I'm not near them. And I thought that was the weirdest thing, but I did my research and realized what that was. So it's like they call it lack of object constancy in psychology. So it's not our fault, but they grew up that way. They grew into that, and they've been wired to be that. And all the people that treat me like shit have very bad backgrounds. A lot of things that they hold grudges about. A lot of things they constantly talk about and just can't let go, no matter how old they are. And it's a lot of burden on me because they seem like to want to gravitate towards me and give me all their backstories and their past. And I appreciate that, and because I think of it as like a form of intimacy and a form of vulnerability with me. But then they change on you. I don't know. It's scary because they switch like an evil presence takes over. I don't know, but I know what it feels like to be the victim of very irrational evil situations, that you can't rationally get your way out of or talk your way out of and get them to understand the reality of what's really going on. You start to think that you're the one that's crazy and your reality isn't real. And that's called gaslighting and all these things I learned, and I thought I was going nuts for. It just I thought it would help me get through this, but it's getting more hopeless to know these things because I noticed that everything they talk about is true and it happens to me, and it just doesn't stop because I'm not healed. And I don't know if I will be healed because, again, I have a lot of symptoms that are not normal. Mentally, my mind doesn't, sometimes it just shuts down and blanks out, I guess you can call that. Like, I dissociate a lot, especially with a lot of people around. Like, I guess I want to make myself invisible the more people there is because they always spot me and I always spot them. The people that treat me like shit, they always, we attract like magnets, and I try to be good and listen and encourage them, and for what? So they can abuse me I mean, this one guy I've been dating or whatever he is, he doesn't want to call it dating. He wants to call it friends with benefits, right? Yeah, I didn't like that at first, but I'm thinking to myself, well, I could change his mind, that we could be more than this. Um, I long for that connection again with a man, and any way I could get it, because I'm so alone. But um, I accepted it, and I didn't call him and bug him all the time, and waited on him, and uh, he ended up being an alcoholic, which in a really bad way, where he was kind of like uh, seizing up and shivering and all that stuff when you're trying to come down from alcohol or whatever that happens, like detox. Um, and it was fine until he would he would start drinking again, and just constantly needing alcohol, more bottles, more liquor, more this, more that. And it would start off fine and normal and decent, and then it would turn into some kind of horrible, horrible rage towards me, which I don't know him like that. So all these past grievances were just thrown at me like I was this piece of shit person that he knew for a long time, and I deserved this. But obviously I didn't know him that long for him to be talking like that out of my name, and it was very weird. Fighting and arguing, like he would just start arguing about stuff. I'm like, what are you, let's not argue. I mean, I'm not here for that. Why would you want to argue with me? Why do you want to start some kind of problem? Like, who does that? I'm not into that. Like, and I take medication to calm myself down from being overly emotional, which I have problems with controlling that as it is. And I'm thinking, okay, this is just a test to see how I'm doing. But then they just push and push and push. And he just pushed me to the limit where I was just like, look, I don't know what to tell you. Just get out of my car and just get out. And then he got kicked out of his house over there. And he ended up going to his brother's house or something. But then his brother said, you have to go to rehab. And he did. And he stayed about a month. And just got out, and I don't know what's happening, but I don't even want to talk to him because of what happened last time, and he owes me money. So I'm wondering, where's the rest of my money? He paid me half, but because we're going half on half, half and half on things. We shared each other's money, which I don't mind, but I had did something that was expensive, and I was telling him, look, we're gonna do half and half. I'll pay my half, you pay your half. And I ended up paying the whole thing because he was so fucked up out of his mind and drunk. And it was so embarrassing that I was just like, come on, like, I'll just pay for it and pay me back, later. And then he completely forgot. And then I mentioned it before he went into the rehab, and I'm like, are you gonna pay me for, I don't want to be a bitch about it, but are you gonna pay me back for me putting in the whole amount for you? And he's like, oh yeah, I don't have much money left. And then he wasted the money on alcohol. I mean, just these huge bottles of alcohol, liquor, $50 worth. I'm like, you wasted the money mostly on the alcohol. I'm just thinking that because I don't want to frustrate or anger him. So I'm like, okay, whenever you get a chance. So then he pays me half of it, and then when he got out, like not long ago, I still waiting for my money. So who knows if that's ever gonna come. But I am getting it back because I'm not letting someone do that to me. But I just feel used. I feel because I have a car and he doesn't, and I drive him up to here and there and help him. But then I got in trouble for helping him because I feel like he's telling his family that I, like, putting blame on me, that I'm the one doing this, making him drink or something, and they just don't like me. So I don't appreciate that because I know what kind of person I am, and they don't know me. So this person ended up being like a fucking, wow, a problem. So uh, I'm I'm still like healing over that, because when I put my all into someone, I give everything, and for the most part, I want to connect. If we have some connection that I feel like I want to stay and build on this, then I will put everything into it. But yeah, that I can't deal with alcoholics. I mean, my dad is an alcoholic, my stepfather, and when they get upset, it's not something you could fix right away. You cannot control them. You can't do anything to stop them. You just gotta be out of the way, and it's just too much for me to deal with. I mean, I've dealt with so much, but um, there's no safe place for me either. And I grew up that way, where there was never a safe place. The only safe place I felt safe in is my grandparents' house. But they died when I almost graduated high school. When I graduated high school, one of them died, and a few years later, my grandmother died right after. So, too many changes is not good. Too many sudden changes really fucks me up. And during the coronavirus, that shit was just wow. I don't know how I didn't die from all the stress from that. Just saying crazy things like, oh, you can't go to work, you have to wear a mask, all this chaos. It's just like, what the hell? Why are things getting worse as I get older and I'm wiser? How come it's getting worse if I'm wiser, Like, it's crazy. So I'm kind of heartbroken by this guy, and not in a huge way because I didn't spend much time with him, like maybe a year, not even a year, and crashed and burned pretty quickly. My relationships are getting very short compared to my past. Uh, I'm not sure. I mean, I know it's because I'm noticing red flags and getting out of them, but I don't want to keep doing this for a long time. But I feel like I need a partner, and I feel secure when I do. And I don't think you could change that mindset. Like, it's already stuck there, and it's stuck for a long time since I was young, really young. A kid, it's still growing. My brain was growing, and it was being influenced. And thank God I did not get addicted to any alcohol, any drugs, because I've done them. And I'm a very strong-willed person, but I feel like I'm not able to go on anymore. Especially without my kids' presence, it feels like they're gone. Having borderline is very, very difficult, and when people are not with you anymore, it feels like they died, and it feels like a huge heartbreak on me, and I feel for them, and I always think of a plan and a strategy to figure out things, but now I'm stuck. I'm just stuck. I'm like, I got already kicked out of my mom's house because she had to have her sick, abusive, freak boyfriend around, and the one that really hurt me the most physically in my childhood, and I can't get over. And I had CPTSD. They don't diagnose it that much right now, but I've had that since I was little, so I've never been safe. And then when I've had all these other things compiled onto that, and my relationships and my situations, just the bad things that have happened, and the changing from this place to that place, moving there. My whole life I've been moving around. to different states, different neighborhoods, and it's very chaotic and not a good way to have a healthy mindset. So, and then when I do find somewhere to stay by myself, I get very restless and I need to leave, or I can't be left alone there, you know. It's very creepy because I go into this dark place that is just an empty hole. It's like a narcissist, but it's different because I don't want to hurt people to fill my hole. You know, I'd rather drown in the hole or drown deeper and deeper into the black hole than to go out and hurt someone to make myself feel a little better for the day. I am not that person. So, yeah, those are nice rooms and it's sparkling. I like cars a lot. I have a lot of interest, you know. I want to share them with someone, and I can't trust friends. I can't trust anyone because they all fucking stab me in the back somehow or another. Like, at first I don't notice it, but then I have to notice it. I don't want to notice it. I go against it. I'm like, no, that can't be. That can't be. Give them the benefit of the doubt over and over, just so I don't have to lose them. And that goes against me. And it just really has. And you know, my dad is useless to me. He's not trying to be very useful towards me because I'm the one taking care of everything, and I'm feeling used again. Because again, like I said, I could not speak to him for years on end because he just forgets that I exist or something. You know, I'm not of use to him at the time, so I don't exist. And how do you deal with that when you know both parents are like this? How? It's not something that's easy to fix in my head. But it's a lot of pain that I'm in. A lot of emotional pain. And I have physical pain, but the worst pain is that emotional pain that you can't shut off. You can't make it better until it goes. You gotta just let it flow. Like, it's so hard. Because sometimes you think you're gonna have a heart attack right there and die from a panic attack, or you'll faint from a dizzy spell, and so many like physical ailments come along with having high anxiety all the time, like stress, the cortisol and the stress hormones getting activated all the time, and very unhealthy for you. And I want to be free of the pain and the uncertainty I have every day I wake up now. You know, it's very sad. A lot of people are going through similar, and I feel for them, and I wish I could help them, but I'm also in a bad way mentally, and my mind switches a lot sometimes because of my condition, and I can't control that. I'm trying to figure out how, but some things the medication doesn't fix. Of course, you know, you need long-term therapy, and I've had it, but I can't afford it. Like, the worse the worse off you are financially, the worse your treatment is gonna be. That's, you know, by doctors and everything. So they even treat you like garbage, and it's too much because it wasn't like this before, you know. But that's all I have to say. I know this is probably long, but I'm very emotional today. I'm very hurt, and I'm physically I am sick somehow. I don't know what it is, but supposedly it's not COVID, so so I'm kind of traumatized from that. I got it last year, really bad, and it lasted so long. So I don't want that again. That's not a fun thing to experience. And everyone has different symptoms, but they were really bad. So I don't even want to talk about it now because, yeah, I don't want to. All right, thank you very much for listening. Please like and subscribe to me. Comment to encourage me to make these videos, and I appreciate you all. Thank you so much. Bye.